Today we're going to be doing checking accounts. To complete this activity, you're going to need the practice set instructions booklet that you have. This is where you're going to get your transactions. So if you go ahead and turn to page 2, you'll see the transactions for the month of January. We'll be doing the month of January together, and then you'll do February, March, and April on your own. So the first transaction for January says that you open the checking account by depositing your paycheck of $667.20 plus $50 in cash. You fill out the deposit slip below and endorse the check using an endorsement in full. So here's how we're going to do that. Where it says date, you put the date of the transaction, which is January 3rd. Okay, so 1/3/13. Next to cash, you put the amount of cash money that you have that you're depositing. So that number is there. That's where I'm getting it, up here in the instructions. And then next to checks, I put the amount of the check. This $667.20 can be found both here in the instructions and also by looking at the picture of the check. So you put $667.20 there. You then get a total, which means you add. You add these two numbers together and you have a total deposit of $717.20. Now, if you were getting cash money back, you would put the amount of the cash money you wanted back right here. But the instructions didn't tell you that, so you're not getting any cash money back. Then your net deposit is the same as your total deposit, which is $717.20. The instructions also told you that you needed to endorse your paycheck. This is a picture of what the back of your paycheck looks like. You have to endorse it using an endorsement in full. So you're going to write, pay to the order of Elkhart State Bank, and you're going to sign your name. This endorsement's not used very often. It's just used this time because you were opening your checking account. Alright, so you hand the teller the $717.20 that's in the form of your check and your cash and this deposit ticket. He or she enters the information into a computer, and then they print out a receipt for you, and on that receipt it shows your balance of $717.20. Now you have to keep up with that in your own record book. Some people choose to keep a record book that's a paper record book, and it looks a lot like page 3. But we're not using a paper record book, so we won't be using this at all. We're instead going to use a spreadsheet. So you also need the spreadsheet that we created in class on Friday. Now yours doesn't have this much information in it. That's because we haven't added all that in yet, but we'll get there. So let's start with the transaction that we're currently on. In the number column, you don't put anything because you're not writing a check. In the date column, you put the date of the transaction, which you get that by looking at your transaction booklet. It was January the 3rd, so you put January the 3rd, 2013. The description is that this is a deposit, so you write deposit there. You skip on over to the deposit column and you put the amount of the total deposit, which is $717.20. As soon as you key away from the $717.20, you hit enter, tab, arrow keys, what have you, it will then recalculate your balance and it'll show your balance as being $717.20. By the way, what allows the computer to do the math for you is the formula that we put in on Friday. And if you look up here on the formula bar, you'll be able to see that formula right there. That's what tells the computer that if you write a check, you subtract, and if you make a deposit, it needs to add. So this is the first transaction that you have to do, which is for a deposit.